my dome. Concrete walls, yeah, it's my home. Stockpile stacked with rations tight. Prep for the dark, we'll light the fight. Forage the woods, take what I need. Off-grid living, no time for greed. Barter goods in the shadow shade. Tactical steps in plans I've laid. Back to the bunker where the truth won't bend. Water and food where the road might end. Bug out bags by the door, stand tall, prepared for the fall. Yeah, prepared for it all. Generators hum, a comforting sound. Blackout nights when chaos surrounds. Seeds in jars, yeah, we're growing life. Homesteading strong in a time of strife. No high-tech wires, no web to roam. Resilience beats the world unknown. Hands in the soil, hearts in the fight. Staying ready every day, every night. Back to the bunker where the truth won't bend. Water and food where the road might end. Bug out bags by the door, stand tall, prepare for the fall. Yeah, prepare for it all. Make through the bunker where the truth won't bend. Water and food where the road might end. Bug out bags by the door, stand tall, prepare for the fall. Yeah, prepare for it all. Prepare for it all.
Good evening, everybody. Hopefully, you guys are having a great day. I have before me one of the upcoming rising stars on the YouTubes. Let me go ahead and share his website with you. This guy is known as Mike Tango Whiskey. Tonight, I'm just going to call him Mike because, you know, I don't like long words. Anywho, we're going to be doing all that tonight. I'm going to bring him in here shortly. Make sure you guys have lots of questions for him because he actually seems pretty intelligent for a, you know, just a dumb prepper. So here we go. I'm going to put Mike in here. Mike's in here. That's right. I got him laughing already. We're going to get rid of this web page here.
Thank you.
There we go. There we go. Love the beard, man. Love the beard.
Oh, thank you.
What's up with the gray spot? That wasn't there a minute ago. Did you get old waiting on me?
Yeah, it's getting worse too over here. Yeah, looking like a skunk.
I know, right? I saw you whip out the comb and stuff.
Yeah, gotta get it all squared away.
I need to do that. Mine is just go straight down like Warhammer stuff. I don't know. It's just the way it took me 50 years to grow a beard. I could not grow a beard. I'm not joking. I looked like an Amish. Like one of those Israeli like super curly haired teenage boys.
Like an Orthodox.
Yes, Orthodox. There you go. There you go. I was just like until I was like 50 years old. But
when I grow mine long, it starts to split right here, which I don't like.
Oh, I hate that. You get one side that grows faster than the other. This what is no Gandalf, the gray spot, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm backwards. We call him Gandalf. He goes straight down faster than everybody else. Okay, so Mike Whiskey Tango. I don't want to ask you where you got your YouTube name from because it's probably just your initials. But
very creative. Yeah, I'll tell you that. It's not very creative. So
But I've been watching your videos. You are doing very well on YouTube, and there's a reason for that. It's pardon my French, you're not full of crap. You're saying a lot of things. You're saying a lot of things that people are wanting to hear and they're listening to.
Yeah.
Somebody. There you go. Do you see the chat? Do you have Can you see the chat on your side?
No, I can't see it. Let me see.
Is there like a little menu on the right side? There you go. Someone actually put TOTC has arrived.
Yeah, Totsi has arrived.
Totsi, the turd on the carpet. I'm going to make you explain that at some point.
Fair.
But
fair.
So let's get the formality stuff out of here. What got you into preparedness?
Oh man, I was into it back in the late 2000s, maybe 2007, 2008, right around the time of the financial crash. And man, what got me into it? I don't really even remember. I remember when silver was going crazy. It was like 2007, 2008. And I think the crash of silver actually got me out of prepping. I was like, okay, I must have this wrong because I lost a lot of money.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah. Like financial preparedness, I buy high and I sell low. So it's I've never done well. But yeah, I kind of got out of it. It was, I don't know, it got exhausting. It was stressful. Like I was really trying to keep up on world events. And I think that period informed the way that I came back to prepping during COVID. Because of how hyped up I was back then, and I was so sure that something so big was going to happen right now, everywhere, and it just kind of didn't, and so when I came back to it, I tried to come back a little more level-headed because now I had more kids and my kids were older now, and it was, I don't know, I didn't want to go back to the way I was doing it. So I think that time period really kind of informed the way I came back to it. And plus I'm busy. Like I got a full-time job. My wife runs a business. I have a bunch of kids, they're in college and sports and pretty normal life, but I still wanted to do the things that would make me prepared for what might happen. I couldn't really afford the time or the money to do, nods and LARPing and CQB and my own product. I can't do all that stuff anyway. So when I started this channel, I thought to myself, don't try and do that. Don't try and become that guy. And that's tempting, man. I remember I was on Instagram a few years ago and I did the same thing. I was like posing my rifles and painted them just right. And the light was, it was too much. It's too exhausting. So when I came back to it, I was like, just do your thing. And if it does well, then great. But if not, then, at least I gave it a shot. So. Yeah.
And, it's unfortunate that you actually can catch a lot of views that way, but it's really empty. It's really empty. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how many times can I position my rifle on a wall? You know what I'm saying?
Don't get me wrong. It's cool. Like I love to paint rifles. Like I love to LARP. But to be honest, I don't have the time to go and I just don't,
Yeah. I noticed you make most of your videos like after supper. You know what I'm saying? Every time, like it's 1 a.m. and I should be asleep, but I'm making a YouTube video because I'm a little crazy.
Yeah, it's the best. Everybody's in bed, dinner's done. I'm in charge of the night routine. Like all the kids are in bed and all that. My wife is asleep, and then I just go back out in the garage and spend 2 hours trying to make 2 or 3 videos. That's why you'll see I'll put out like 2 or 3 videos at a time because when I have a chunk of time to do it, I have to do it then. I got to strike while the iron's hot. Otherwise, I can't redo it every day because every day is different. And I just don't. Yeah, it's hard for me.
Absolutely. So, hey, listen. So I was talking. So every Thursday I do a live Discord with my members, and it's like where we like talk to each other and stuff.
Okay.
And somebody brought up and I was like, yeah, the guy's got like 8 kids, and I was like, and he's got me beat. I have 6 kids. They're all grown and gone.
Good for you.
So do you have 8 kids?
I have 8 children. They're all mine, all on purpose, all from the same woman, not Catholic, not Mormon. Those are usually the 5 questions that I get like right up front.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ages 6 to
awesome.
23. Yeah.
6 to 23. Yeah. Mine are all I have one child by birth and the rest were all from marriages. Dude, that's freaking awesome. That's like unheard of. You're like a unicorn, dude.
It's not common. It's not common anymore.
No, exactly. Matter of fact, I don't know anybody like you.
Well, and it brings it puts a different flavor on prepping. I talk about COVID a lot, and like the toilet paper. So when everybody else was there with one case of toilet paper, I had 8 cases, and they're looking at me all crazy. But I'm like, dude, I have 10 times as many mouths.
Yeah, this is just a week's worth of toilet paper. Trust me.
I'm not even joking. Yeah, dead serious. So I'm more worried about resources than I think some other people, just for that fact. I have a lot more people to provide for. So
yeah, exactly. And you just had one go off to college, right?
I have 4 currently in college.
Okay.
So, two graduated this year, and then I have 2 in college, 1 about to go in. So they just every 2 years they kind of cycle through.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So how many more years of pain do you have left?
I don't do that math.
You don't exactly.
Please don't do that math. Yeah.
It's too painful to do that math.
I don't do that math.
That doesn't calculate. There's not like math problems flying at me right now.
No, I'm going to be the old guy at the graduation though, for sure. Yeah.
That's hilarious. Okay. Well, it looks like we just had our first question come in. That actually came in from Rose. We'll put that up on the screen. Rose is a longtime follower. This question, not to sound dense, but how long has the phrase 68 percenters been around and why? That's a tough question.
Good question.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Go for it, man.
Yeah, I came up with that when I started the channel because when I looked at the content, and I love a lot of YouTube channels. I love Dirty Civilian. I love like Dead Poets or Warrior Poet Society. I love all the channels that you guys probably watch too. But the more I watched it, the more far away it felt. I just knew I would never reach that level of stuff and things and skill. So what I thought was missing was content for the people in the middle. That kept going through my mind. I kept thinking about the bell curve, that meaty part of the bell curve. And I started that phrase pretty early. I started saying that this is a channel for the people in the meaty part of that bell curve.
Yeah.
Then I did the math on it, and it's 34 and 34, 68%. The normies, the most of us. And I took a chance that a lot of people watching YouTube felt the same way, that there was just, this is great. And I used the example the other night in the Dirty Civilians most recent episode. They had a restock video, and the guy's like on an electric e-bike, and he's got a trailer. And like I started doing the math of all the kit in that video. There's probably $15,000 in that thumbnail.
Yeah.
And I'm never going to spend $15,000 worth of stuff for a thumbnail. I can't do it. Yeah, so I took a chance that more people felt like that, and it seems like it's resonating with others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, sponsors with lots of money can make those things happen, but it's very rare. Even if they contact you, it's very rare.
Yeah.
That they want to spend that kind of cash. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
But yeah. Let's see here. Rule 2 IC just showed up. He's actually another YouTube developer. He's a friend of mine. He says, is the family on board with preparedness, or do you think they are, or do they think you are nuts?
My wife's probably further than I am. Yeah. We're mentally, like, thinking of the things that we should be doing and need to do. She's further along than me. She inspires me sometimes. She just bought a whole cow without me knowing it. I'm like, what? I don't have that money. What are you doing? So she's running alongside me, and we're playing catch up with each other. It is the kids, the kids are kids. The younger ones seem to be more into it. Some of the older ones are already into their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if you're going to get your kids into it, it has to happen before they're 12.
Mm-hmm.
I remember my dad trying to get me into his hobbies when I was like 17, 16, and I just wasn't having it. He was into gold, and when it was $400 an ounce, trying to get me excited about it. And I was like, nah, that's ridiculous. Or in cars and like motorcycles. But now that I'm, 50, I'm into all the same stuff that my dad was into. So I think they come around eventually once they start having their own families. They're like, oh crap, dad was right.
Mm-hmm.
They understand what I do, and I think they appreciate it, and they do come back when there's something going on. But yeah, that's a tough one. Once they get their own minds, you can't really control it. You hope to influence them, but yeah, it's tough.
Yeah. So a question you just made me think of: Has any of your kids that have left the nest, have they taken any of this preparedness mindset with them that you're seeing?
Yeah. So my oldest, he's getting into, so like he got his concealed carry. He bought a pistol, and like the state that I'm in, Washington, they have a lot of a lot of laws started getting worse and worse. So I've been helping him kind of stay ahead of some of that stuff. So yeah, he appreciates it, and he's starting to get more into it. My daughter, she's just worried about college and her new job. And my third child, he's super into basketball. He's like 6'5", so he's going to play ball at college. He doesn't care at all about it. So it varies, once they get, like I said, once they get their own personalities, it's like hit or miss. But my two youngest girls seem to be the most interested in it. Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's good. That's good to know. I mean, that's my second oldest son is into it. He's got his own ranch.
Nice.
My youngest daughter's into it. She's a mom of 3. She's got 3 kids, and she makes them work. They have chores, you know what I'm saying? And they understand why they have to do all of it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They know where the beef comes from. And to clear things up, there's no cow in your yard right now, is there?
No. Okay. Yeah, she bought a cow.
That was for slaughter.
It's in my garage.
Just making sure that she's like, honey, we need some room in the freezer, or honey, we need to buy another freezer.
Yeah. It's hit or miss, but I will tell you, like during the fire bug out, they all knew where to go. They all knew where to come, what to ask, so when that happened to us, they understood. So my son was like, hey, Dad, I've got friends here. What do we got to do? We were in constant communication. So that's encouraging, that if something does begin to happen, and we keep them pretty informed too, even if they're not super informed, we let them know. But we do get the eye rolls. They're like, okay, EMPs, we got to drive out to the,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting because whoever you talk, I hate to say it, but it's pretty much that in every in every prepper family, especially where the father starts the stuff, And I've even seen it with some women that are in our group that it's like they're the preppers of the group.
Yeah,
and the husbands are like, whatever.
Yeah, aluminum in my deodorant, fine, whatever. Just by
they don't care. Just can I have another beer? Can I watch the game? Just leave me alone. Going out with the guys, leave me alone. And meanwhile, she's like vacuum sealing like everything she can find. She's vacuum sealing cans, on the kitchen table, and he can't understand why it's happening. None of this makes any sense to me. The eye roll from the husband.
I have heard that. I have heard that a few times, especially in some of my comments where the women or the woman is the prepper and the husband's just kind of like along for the ride, But
yeah. When I started this, over 68% of my followers were women.
Oh, really?
Not a joke. Yes. Out of nowhere. Like the first year, like 68% were women. That's an odd number to talk about.
Yeah, the meaty part of the curve. Oh my God.
Yeah. You're like, how do I get into this demographic?
Yeah. I think I meant like 95% men and 5% women.
I got you. It's all the gun stuff. Men love their toys. Pew, pew. It's just a hobby. If it's not that, it's a dirt bike. If it's not that, it's something, but it's funny though, because I have a couple guys that are on our group that are like, they're growing stuff like crazy. They send pictures to me all the time in the Discord.
Like gardening or?
Yes, like gardening, like crazy. I got one guy who does hydroponics, Brad, and he's growing like peppers off the hydroponics off the side of his house. And
what?
He's got just like crawling stuff up archways, and someone put in like, oh, I don't know what happened, but somehow mysteriously 5 tons of dirt and 17 meters of board, and now I have another planter box in my backyard, and it's like a 10 by 12. You can't even walk into it. It's so huge.
Yeah, living
and
garden.
They're just it's just crazy. And you would expect it's like mostly all about the guns and everything, but some of these hardcore preppers are just all about like, hey, I just want to survive. I just want some food. I want to grow my own stuff. I don't want to pay $72 for a bushel of tomatoes. It's just crazy.
Food production is so huge, and I know why people ignore it, because it's hard. Mm-hmm. It's difficult, and it takes a long time. I had 3 years in a row where I had a failed garden. And then last year I just didn't do one. And this year my wife's like, you're going to do it. You're going to do it. You're going to do it. And I said, no, I'm not spending $1,000 to get 2 tomatoes. So she did it. She went out there, she planted, and she took it over. And I let her run. And it's amazing. It's doing great. So food production is so important.
Yeah.
but it's not sexy though. It doesn't make for great YouTube content, you know?
Man, I tell you what, I actually love it. I love it. So I used to live, a year ago, I lived out in the country, and that property kind of got like kicked out from underneath it. We were leasing it. There was a problem. We had to move into the city. And the city here is nothing, but I'm in an apartment now, so I don't have that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I went to Walmart. I bought a tomato plant. There was like 3 tomato plants. I'm growing it. I got 3 little tomatoes out of it. And I mean, I watered it like every other day. I mean, like, I love you. I love you, tomato plant. Make me food. And it's like, there you go.
Yeah, there's so many variables too. It's just I'm not very meticulous, and I don't really have the patience to do it. So I'm not a natural gardener. I'm not very good at it. And my wife is much better at it. And my daughters have been into it, helping too. So that's been nice.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I just saw a hard question in here from Hudson Valley Prepper, another friend, another fellow YouTube developer. He says, question, how did your channel grow so fast with so little content?
And I have no idea. I have no idea. I remember before I started this, I watched, it was a video by Mr. Beast, you know, the guy who's got millions and millions. And he said, your first 100 videos won't get any views. So just get started.
Yeah.
Like, okay. And I watched a couple other videos about people who had started channels. So I started assuming that I wouldn't. What was in the first couple really did, but they got like a couple hundred views. And I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty good. And then I think my get home bag video was the first one that kind of took off and started getting a few thousand views. So I tried to be kind of controversial at first, you know, like those first couple of videos were like, I'm never using a compass. And now that has stuck with me. Now now I can't ever use a compass because I'm that guy. But I really don't know, man. I think I was just saying some things. This is just a guess and based on the comments that I'm getting, but I think I was saying things that other people saw and were thinking and that nobody was really saying. So I stumbled on a niche. Is that how you say it? A niche? I stumbled on
however you want, man.
Yeah.
Niche America
pretty quickly and just kind of ran with it. When I started getting, you know, some pretty supportive feedback, I was just like, because that was where I was anyway. You know, I'm already in that space and I just started. And then plus I think, like I said, I have a background in public speaking. So I think that helps you know, on camera. I think that helps. So
yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, like I was telling you off screen, it's you're very personal. I like your videos. Like I said, there's so much stuff I want to steal from your channel, but it's not. It's not.
Go ahead,
even
man.
funny.
Steal away.
It's not even funny. Well, I love the how. So when you got monetized, you like used your little dagger as a pointer. You know what I'm saying? It's like the thumbnail. It's like takes up a third of the screen. It's
it's like this giant
thing.
You know what's funny about that blade is it's super tactical, right?
Yeah.
And one day I did a short on. I almost did a short on it. I was playing with it because I was like, I'm going to do a video on this super tactical push dagger that's totally useless, right? A double-edged. I think it might even not be legal, but so I was playing with it and I went to put it back in the sheath and I cut the crap out of both. I started bleeding everywhere. I put a picture of it on YouTube as like a post. And my son told me, I don't think you could put blood on.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah, I didn't know that. So I took it down like 3 hours later and I had one comment on it. But there's 2 lessons there, right? Trying to be something that I wasn't. I was like, yeah, look at this. And the blood was still on the blade when I did this video, the video here recently. But yeah. That's funny.
But okay, so let's see. I don't see Lucky Man. So
your wife can still use a compass.
Yeah. I can see why your wife still uses a compass. But your wife uses a compass. She's not dumb.
But can I talk about the compass thing?
Yeah, definitely. Because I was going to ask you. Well, first of all, it's like if you're working by yourself, that means that you're like when you take in these. This is what I'm imagining because I'm in this world too, right? So on your thumbnail, you're like dangling compasses, and you're like, you know, and so you literally have to be like. Have some way to snap a picture or you're doing it from video. So that tells me it's like you've got a video, right? You've got a camera in the corner, like, and you're doing stuff like this.
It's just this, man. Yeah.
and then you're like snipping the pictures out of it. But
Yeah,
yeah,
so
talk.
the timer. I just use the timer shot. This is my primary. It's
Yeah.
a $25 tripod off of YouTube. You know, I love it.
I got you beat. I got you beat. I show this to people every so often. They never believe me. So I'd say 90% of the videos that I made on YouTube are this little cell phone. Wait for it.
Classy. That's nice.
It's actually held together with a little bit of tape so the battery doesn't fly out, and the battery is about to explode, but it still works. So tell us about the compasses. Tell me how this came about. Tell me about the compasses.
Yeah. So in my original Get Home Bag video, I tried to articulate, I have a very specific get home scenario. Like I go to the same place every day, right? I work in the city. I live in the suburbs. It's 22 miles. No, it's 16 miles exactly on the path that I take. I've ridden it. I've walked it. I know the distance. I know this town. I know this. I honestly don't believe I'm ever going to need to navigate in that scenario. I'm just not going to need a compass.
Mm-hmm.
I've been lost in the woods north of here, and I still didn't use my compass. I just went out to the road and walked home. Right. I was honest about that. I was genuinely sincere that I don't think I'm going to need a compass. And the crap storm that I got, are you kidding? It was pure heresy. Just
You're the devil.
Prepper heretic. So then I just started having fun with it. They're like, you're an idiot. I can't believe, what about the cardinal directions? What if it's nighttime and it's foggy and you're in a blizzard and you've been pepper sprayed? I actually got that in a comment. I was like, all four things at one time?
Yeah. And the aliens landed. And there was a polar shift. All right, continue.
So now I just say, I will never consider that anytime someone talks about a compass. And I honestly think, especially for the 68%, it's not as an essential piece of gear as it is for Dave Canterbury or the bushcrafters and people who are in the woods all the time, or a SEER instructor. I know it's important when you're in the woods, but I'm just not in the woods. I'm not in the woods. And I even think like the 10 C's and the 5 C's need to be reconsidered. I plan on doing a video about that because the 10 C's are great in the woods. That's where they're important, but the same things are just not as important in a different setting. I still believe that.
Well, you know what you should do instead of revisiting the 10 C's, what you should do is just come up with your own acronym.
Oh, something else.
Yeah, something else completely different. Because then people won't have anything to argue with about. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's the 10 S's or the 10 A's or the 10 B's. You know what I'm saying?
A different letter, the 10 X's.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I bet you I can put it into Grok right now and it'll give me something. You know what I'm saying?
Look at this guy.
Make your own. Make it your own, man.
I'm a former scoutmaster. It's like a crucifix for Boy Scouts.
Yeah. No, I mean, I have one, but that's only because it's just another tool. And if I need it, I'll use it. If I don't, I won't. It's that it.
I have like 7.
I know. I've seen the pictures, man. I told you. I actually put in the comments of one of your videos when you made that dangling group of them. I told you need to make a Christmas tree, and those are all of your decorations on your little mini Christmas tree.
Yeah. I have a sticker coming. I have the guy who made my logo, who redid my logo. He's making me some stickers, and I'm gonna have a compass that says, "I will never consider that around the outside of it." or I thought about like making compasses with no needle that are just completely useless, and he sent me like, "What the? I can't." So yeah, now it's just a matter of trolling people who keep telling me to carry a compass.
Never feed the trolls, man. Never feed the trolls. They always come back. No matter what Grumpy Acres says, and Grumpy's another good friend of mine here. No matter what you do, someone will argue. It's that easy. It's that the whole Lincoln adage. You can't please all the people all the time, so why try?
Yeah. I'm learning that.
Gotcha. Okay, well, listen, we came to, and I never tell people about this unless you watch my videos, and then you won't know this, but we've come to the part of the show where if you love your country, put a 1 on the chat. Erica. And I'm going to talk some smack. I'm going to read a few things because I'm slightly educational, and I'm going to find this button over here, and we're going to pay the bills. That should be this one. Time to get serious, guys. Come here. What if the medical kit you carry could be trusted to save a life every single time? I'm here to tell you about Refuge Medical, an American company that's redefining what it means to be prepared. Now, Refuge Medical is proudly 100% American, based in Oklahoma. Every single component in the first aid kit and trauma gear, from the tourniquet to the gauze to the trauma shears, is sourced right here in America. No shortcuts, no compromises. When you choose Refuge Medical, you're not just investing in your safety or your loved ones. You're supporting American families and rebuilding American manufacturing, which is kind of important right now. Now, why are Refuge medical kits the best on the planet? Well, it's simple. Because they're field tested and trusted by professionals and built to exceed military standards. Why settle for less when you can trust the best? Choosing Refuge Medical, American made, unmatched quality, and guaranteed for life. Just smart. Refuge Medical isn't just about gear. It's about giving you the confidence to act when it matters the most. Back to the show. Okay, there we go. That's right. I never tell people about that unless they're never surprised if they watch my videos. But no, I honestly I don't watch a lot of people. Like you were just talking about what was that Dirty Civilian?
Yeah.
And the other one, it's like the Dead Poet Society guy or something like that.
Warrior Poet.
Yeah, I don't really watch a lot of other YouTubers videos. You know, it's I don't know. I don't get a lot out of it. So I watch your videos. That should tell you something. That should tell you something.
Thanks.
So talking about your last one here, let me go back to the chat here real quick and see if anything popped in here.
I never go back and watch them. What was my last one?
What's that?
I never go back and watch them. What was my last one?
The Crazy Red Pilled Prepper, which is what we're going to talk about next.
Yeah.
That was I enjoyed that video a lot. Hudson Valley Prepper says, yeah, but Refuge Medical won't come to New York to train people to save lives. Dude, they're in Oklahoma. And believe it or not, they will if you pay them enough money. That's
and they
the
have
way
online
business,
courses too.
That's the way the business works. Oh, they have excellent online courses. I get invited to their online courses all the time. And they have excellent training. And I've had all the military training from, the buddy, self-aid, buddy aid, corpsman aid, all that crap. You know what I'm saying? Combat survival, all that crap. But they have a specific way that they do it, and it works out really, really well. So I have zero regrets. So your last video, the crazy red pilled prepper. Crazy red pilled.
The 4 W's. Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on a second. We're gonna make this. Let's make the juice worth the squeeze.
Okay.
Let's see here.
Oh shoot, we're gonna no.
What drives a seemingly normal person to become a prepper? One day they're living in the suburbs and driving their sedans and their minivans, and then a year later, they're stockpiling food, toiletries, filtering all their water, stockpiling ammunition. They got chickens, maybe some quail in the backyard. What drives seemingly normal people, to go to the bank and buy $50 worth of pennies, take them home, and painstakingly separate all the 81 and below pennies because they're 95% copper? What kind of crazy person would do such a thing?
There we go. And this is live, guys. So he says he never watches his own videos, so he's like seeing his own craziness. Like who turned that camera on?
Tired, yeah.
So tell us about that video. Prepper philosophy. What turns a normie into a prepper?
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of ideas I have kicking around that that's probably going to be a series, like prepper philosophy, the way, kind of what got us here and how we approach things and how we look at the world. I just think it's an interesting social experiment. I meet people who are what we call like-minded.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we've all been on a similar path. And I use the red pill example or the recycling example with that friend of mine. I worked with a guy, that wasn't the same person, but I worked with a guy who went from like golfing normie, tucked in business casual guy to like full on in like 2 years. And I'd like to think it was because of knowing me. I think I had some influence on him, and he on his own just started really looking into things and figuring some stuff out. And it's a heavy burden, right? Because once your eyes kind of open, once you wake up, you can never go back to sleep. You just can't. And I think all of us have gone on some version of that to get to where we're at. We're just like, I don't believe much of what I read, much of what I see online, and so that's where I came up with the 4 W's. I felt like those are like stages of waking up, for people. But I mean, did you go through a similar process? Like, how did you?
Well, I was a government contractor for 13 years after the Marine Corps. And I actually started my own business, got into a lot of different types of military simulations. And I started my own business down in Florida where the hub of all that stuff is. And one day we went to every quarter, the government would do a brief on upcoming programs to bid on. And I was making money. I was making good money. And then you go to the quarterly brief and they said, we have nothing to brief. The president, basically Obama shut down a lot of government contracting in 2008. I mean, literally just flip switches, turn things off. And so that industry, unless you were like multi-million-dollar Boeing, Lockheed Martin, something like that,
huge contracts, right?
You were out of business overnight. You were out of business. And I was like, well, wait a minute. If that can happen, I mean, what is, and first, why is it happening? Oh, it was happening because of the economy. Okay. Because the government was trying to find any way to not spend any money so that they could do whatever they wanted to do with it, whatever money they had. Right. And so what type of insurance do I have that I'm not going to starve? I'm not going to lose everything that I have. And I was like, okay, well, let's start with the food, And so, I just started prepping. And it just kind of,
I started with food too.
Yeah. It just from there, it just spiraled out of control. But, I mean, I always had the pews. I always had the land. I always had the house. I mean, I've got a property in North Carolina. It's basically a homestead, an unused homestead. It's just like, nice. I can fall back there. It's not what I want it to be. And one day it will, but right now it's not. It's that's how I got into it. It's just the economy, and that was actually my major prep, and just starting with the food and coming up with different ways of doing those kind of things, But
in the comments of that video, I had a lot of people who had been in the military too. It's surprising how being in the military can actually wake you up in a lot of ways, right? You kind of see behind the curtain a little bit. You see how things operate. And that can kind of be a red pill moment for people too, where they see really what's going on and they know, like what was being presented. Even you go back to like Gulf War and things like that, what we were being told versus what was really happening behind the scenes. So I think a lot of people I see in the military that after about 10 years or so, they're just holding on for retirement. But that last 10 years, they're not believing anything that they're told, they're doing it.
Yeah. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of that. I was kind of one of those guys in the military. It was kind of like a true believer, even when I was in staff positions, that last 10 years, that kind of thing,
Yeah.
But after I got out and got involved in contracting, I started to see and I was there long enough to know where some of the bodies are buried,
Right.
I'll watch TV and they'll start talking about something. I was like, I know the guy who's sitting in the cubicle right now who made some of that stuff happen.
Right.
And I'm like, this is all bull. But who do you tell that? I'm saying? Nobody believe you. That's why I don't talk about that kind of stuff. I just say that's a past life. Nobody would believe that if I told them that, Tommy over in the Joint Staff is watching this right now going, hey, watch this. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. Let's see here. BHO put U.S. citizens out of work. Say it isn't so. We're talking political stuff. I don't want to talk about political stuff. All right, let's see here. Smash that button. I'm just going through the chat. I'm just going through.
No, you're good.
But I'm taking the other video. So talk to us about Tatsi. Tatsi. Talk to us about Tatsi.
Tatsi Yahtzee. Yeah. I started thinking about that. Like, I know shtf, and I was planning. That was kind of my goal to, like every prepper, we plan for shtf, and then we had to bug out because of that fire, and it was an important lesson for me. We did okay. I had a lot of things prepped, right? I had them available. But I talk about the important lessons in that video, like a way to transport those preparations.
Mm-hmm.
And what I found out was all of the things that I thought were important, or most of the things that I thought were important, were not important for that particular bug out.
Mm-hmm.
Right? What I had been told, what I had believed, and a lot of people still say this, if you plan for the worst case scenario, you'll be prepared for all the smaller things. I don't believe that anymore. I don't, because I went through it and I wasn't. And I say in that video, I was like, how many rounds of ammo did I need to fight the fire?
Yeah, zero,
right? In fact, it slowed me down because they were heavy, right?
Mm-hmm.
No one else can lift them. It's too,
Yeah.
So I started thinking that whole idea of, and I have a lot of really good feedback in the comments from those videos where people go, yeah, but that's not what bug out originally meant. That's not what real bugging out means, right? And I would agree with that. Like, but it's been kind of bastardized on YouTube, right? The picture, like the picture we're presented with right now about bugging out, Canadian prepper with 100-liter pack and crap hanging all over it, hobo going into the woods, like that notion of bugging out. That's what I was trying to go after, because that's not a reality for me. I could never do that. It was silly. Like in that moment, thinking back, okay, I have to get my family to safety. I have to get my wife. I have to do this. At no point were we like, let's go survival camping right now with our backpacks. Like it's not even part of the equation,
Yeah.
So that's kind of the idea I was going after. And to some degree, I've been labeled as the not prepared for shtf guy, which I'm not, but I understand how that can happen. But so I just thought we needed a different way, different words to describe in between normal and really shtf. So I started thinking about shtf. It's very bad. It's immediate. It is everywhere, and it's long term. Like most of the times that we talk about shtf, it's those four things. And I thought to myself, yeah, but most of the stuff that we're seeing, even like chemical spills, natural disasters, fires, grid, power outages, it's not those things. It's slow to start, even like civil unrest, right? It's slow to start. It's local. It is relatively short term, and it's bad, but it's not like unrecoverable. And I thought that those four things applied to most of the situations that we would probably deal with. So that's where I was trying to come from, is like, on a bell curve again, what is the most likely scenario? And let's spend most of our time preparing for the most likely scenario rather than all of our time, money, and energy, a lot of time, money, and energy preparing for that sliver of what if. Let's do this, let's do some of this, but let's do most of this. That was kind of my thought process. And I didn't do a great job of articulating that in some of those early videos, but I'm gradually kind of fine-tuning that message over time in my videos.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I wouldn't worry about it. You did a good job, man. Like I said, you can't please everybody, and nobody is going to truly understand what you're saying. And there's so many different philosophies out there, and everybody's philosophy is different. It's literally impossible to be completely aligned with somebody in the way they think about stuff.
That's a good point. Yeah.
I look at my numbers every day and look see if there's a trend, and then I go make the videos that I want to make.
Yeah.
It's really that easy. Otherwise, why am I doing this? You know what I'm saying? If you're not, if it wasn't fun, then you probably shouldn't be doing it, since it's just YouTube.
Yeah.
This is not life or death. This is not life or death.
And that's kind of another theme that I see is in the prepper space. There's a lot of people taking themselves very, very seriously. I try not to take myself too seriously, like the trolling thing, the bags and the compasses. And I try and I'm having fun. And I don't see a lot of people having fun. Who was it? Rogue, Modern Refugee, who I love his stuff, but he was talking about one of my videos. He was talking about the compass, and he goes, I try to take the approach of the Hippocratic Oath, like a doctor, do no harm.
Yeah.
And I understand that approach, but I'm like, bro, we're not doctors. We're YouTubers. I think sometimes if we lighten up a little bit, we can have fun along the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me about, because I started to watch your video on the Wasteland by Wednesday.
Yeah.
But what was the dilemma of what was the issue?
Well, so Chris did a response. He was in my comments and he was mentioning a video that he had done. And I go, wait, did you do a response video to my video? This is the first one. I was like, this is great. Now I get to go watch yours and do a response to the. And
it never ends. Anyway.
It's just ongoing, yeah. He's somewhere else right now. He said he had to leave town, but he's going to do a response to my response.
Okay.
But I went and watched this video, and he's great. He's got a great channel, very articulate, very well thought out, kind of long-winded like me. But he's what he defines as a collapse prepper. So total collapse. So I kind of pull some phrasing that he uses in his videos where it's clear he is like total chaos all at once forever. Teotihuacan, right? Is that Teotihuacan? Teotihuacan, yeah, Titiwaki. So he's a collapse prepper. So it makes sense to me that he would look at my perspective, and they call it prepping for Tuesday. He's prepping for Wednesday. I didn't even know that those.
So
phrases.
What's prepping for Monday then? I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't.
I was going to ask. That was my next question. It's like, what the hell is this?
I don't. That's not my term. I don't know. Like I know. Why not start with Monday, right? It seems like he would start with Monday. I don't know where that came from, but he is a collapse prepper, and he's part of a group that already has a place and a plan, right? And I'm like, great. That to me, when I watched this video, I don't think he was disagreeing at all. He thinks he was, but I think we're describing two sides of the same coin. You know that thing where two guys are blind and they're both touching an elephant, like, and I'm like, oh, it's a thick this and that, and he's touching the trunk, and he's like, no, it's flexible, and it's this. I think he was just describing the other side of the same coin. I really do. Because a lot of people in my comments are like, okay, I like his idea. That's great. But what if I don't have a group? What if I don't have a place? What if I, what do I do until then? You know what I mean? And I think that's where I fit in. That's my demographic, is those folks. That is the goal. I do want that. And I'm trying to work towards that. I'm just not there yet. He talks about a castle. And a guy in my comments was like, yeah, 3 castles is better than 1 castle, but I have 0 castles, so yeah. He was great. He was very gracious about it in the comments and all that. One guy accused us. He goes, I call BS. I think you guys know each other. We don't. We just hit it off really well in the comments. That's all.
Yeah, except for he lives in the desert and you live in Washington State. I mean, come on, right?
Yeah. And that I give him props for that, because I don't like the heat, first of all, and prepping in the desert, that just seems so much more precarious than, the woods. But
yeah, it's just a different environment. But I honestly, I wouldn't want to live there unless I had to. But no. So you also got a lot of crap for your home defense sling. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I endangered the whole YouTube sphere with my home sling. What's funny is that I've had that thing for years, and it just hit me one night. I was like, you know what? I needed content. I was like, I'm going to do a video on that sling. I think it's kind of cool and expedient, and I like it. But yeah, people, and I took some flack for no light on the weapon, and then my handling of the firearm, right? And I don't know the rules. I remember, and I commented on this later, I see people clearing, like if you have a weapon on camera, do you have to clear it? Is that something YouTube says you have to show?
No, they just say that you have to use safe weapons handling. That's all they say.
Yeah,
all
so
they
it
say.
was in the sling and it was on the
And
table.
never touch a weapon during a live stream.
Okay. Yeah, I saw your comments. Yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah.
But like it was pointed in my direction, right?
Yeah.
It was condition 3, which means no round in the chamber. So I
Yeah.
didn't demonstrate that. I didn't say it. I didn't show it. So
Yeah.
some guys were giving me crap about that. But
Yeah, civilians don't know what that is. All they know is that the danger end got pointed someplace that they felt could be. I made this video years ago, and I play it every time we get this uproar about we need to take everybody's guns. You know what I'm saying? It's this simple video where I literally just take my EDC and put everything on a table. And one of those is a Glock 17.
Yeah.
And then the music plays a little bit. And then there's like all the statistics from the FBI on like who's killed who and what's done what and all the stuff that they don't want to talk about. And then everything gets taken off of the table. Like I'm going to go someplace. And that's the whole video, and one of the things, this gun has never killed anyone. You know what I'm saying? It's just some of the firearm stuff is a little ridiculous. It's just a little ridiculous.
Well, and it made me think too, because I was like, okay, so rule number 2 is always point it in a safe direction. So to me, that means there's somebody pointing it. So if a weapon is laying on the table, at some point, any weapon on the table will point at somebody somewhere. Yeah. Is that a violation of rule number 2? So I was like, okay, hey guys, it was condition 3. Let's, I mean, I'm a certified, I'm actually a gunsmith, right? I've been around weapons for a long time. Like, I'm okay with condition 3, the way I handle weapons, but I got a lot of flack for it. And I realized, it made me realize too, like whatever you put on YouTube exists there forever. Gotcha. So like I'm still getting comments, and it's been, well, it hasn't been that long, but I'm sure I will years into the future. So
I know, right? I still, no joke, man. I get every so often, I'll get somebody new to the channel and they'll go and watch every one of my videos. And then like leave a comment like you do. My favorite one is the radio one. Like, so that thing that what was it? It was like Radio 101 or something like that. Radio Basics for 68 or 68 percenters. Yeah. Very good video. Very good video. So if somebody could watch that video, learn how to use their radio and understand it and move on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Very good, very educational video. I really liked it. But in the next year, some hamhead is going to like comment on your video and tell you that you don't know squats. And he may even leave his call sign, know?
Yeah. I state that in the beginning. I go, look, here's my level of knowledge. Here's my level of expertise. And that's the level of this. It's an 8th grade radio level or whatever you want to call it. I tried not to claim to be anything that I wasn't. But yeah, I got some FUDs in the comments too, making sure I know what's up. So
Tuck says sad hams. The sad hams.
Yeah.
All right, so we're getting close to the end of this. Let's see. What do we got? What else can we talk about here? I'm going through your channel.
We covered Totsi. We covered 68%. Those are kind of the big ones.
We covered those big ones right there. I do like your hurt feelings report. I'm probably going to copy that, but I'm literally going to go the butt hurt report.
Yeah, do it, man. Do it.
If you guys want me to do a butt hurt report weekly, put a 1 in the chat, guys. Let's see. Will it fit? That's just dirty. Let's see.
I waited for someone to take. Nobody ever got in the comments about that. Nobody took advantage of that.
Let's see here. I'm trying to find something here.
Go ahead. So originally with my get home bag, some guy put in the comments, he goes, spoiler alert, the first 5 minutes is him just rubbing the outside of the bag. So I made a short of that with like sexy music and me like taking the bag slowly.
I gotcha.
We're like, what the?
Yeah. Let's see here. And it looks like your very first video was don't put these in your get home bag.
Yeah, I was trying to be controversial, all the stuff they say. And I still get comments on that one. And I try and tell people, hey man, that was my first video. Like, take it easy. But I believe most of what I said there though. Like in my scenario with my bag, and I think for most people in most situations, they're probably not. I'm not camping. I'm not cooking. I'm not getting into a gunfight.
Yeah.
For the most part, People
I'm going
love
to go
me.
looking for gun. You know, if it all goes down, I'm going to go home. I'm going looking for a gunfight. It's been a while. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My girlfriend gets mad at me if I even like start to look like I'm going to run a squirrel over. Yeah, it's been a while. I got the itch.
Yeah. Like I know like a video on a war box would get more views. But I just, and I have the stuff. I could do it. I could do a war box, but I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. So what's your next video going to be about?
Oh shoot. I was just writing this down today. Probably the decentralization thing. So, and I was on YouTube looking at some other videos and Scooch, is it Such? The reliable prepper. He has a video from like 12 years ago, kind of talking about the same, there's nothing new under the sun, right? I'm not inventing anything new, but he had a video where he was talking about like kits in a storage unit. So this concept of decentralization, I thought about it after the fire, like having all of your eggs in one basket, all of your stuff, all of your things, all of your mechanisms in one place, kind of not the smartest plan, right? Because then whatever happens there, you could lose it all. So I started thinking about decentralization kits. So like kind of like small bins that you can keep in relatively creative places, whether it's at home, or not at home, but a friend's house or at work or a place of business. So I think that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to build a small bin with like a resupply or like a restock and start talking about places, being creative about places that you can keep those kind of things,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. That's the cache system is what a lot of preppers would refer to it. You're just having a different cache in different places, different kits.
This is more like a cache for an urban setting rather than because most of the cache videos out there are like burying it in the woods.
Yeah.
Well, again, my context is going to be suburbs or city. So I'm cache concept, but in the suburbs of the city. So
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like we came up on our hour as promised. I won't keep you from your 27 kids any longer, and your one poor wife. I want to thank you for hanging out with me, guys. Yeah, definitely. And it's a good time. It's a good time. We'll have to do that. We'll have to do it again.
Yeah, if you need contributors or regulars, you just let me know. This was great. I appreciate it.
Excellent. All right, guys. As usual, do me a favor, hit your thumbs up on the way out the door because it's free and it's good for me. Stay safe. Have a great day. And there will be some videos that are going to pop up someplace on the replay or whatever it may be. And hopefully you guys have had a great night and had a good time with Mike. Mike. What day is it? It's not hump day.
That's right.
All right, guys. Have a great night. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
When